it's almost like you get an unfair advantage.
The benefits from all the different aspects of the BrainTap, that really allows your mind and your body, all your different systems are working together to support that visualization. And so the last 2 competitions I've had with jiu-jitsu, I took first place. All my opponents with submissions, no points were scored against me, and that was so different from my competitions before that I've had. And I used the BrainTap in my last 2 competitions, and I really feel like that unlocked another level of my brain and my performance.
Welcome to the Brain Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick Porter. Please join us on our mission to better 1 billion brains. Enjoy the episode and remember to share it with your family and friends.
Hey, welcome BrainTap Nation. Welcome back to the Brain Fitness Podcast, bringing you all things brain related. Today our guest is an expert in brain fitness, neuroplasticity, and holistic wellness, bringing a wealth of knowledge on optimizing mental and emotional well-being. With a strong background in neuroscience, psychology, and personal development, Jess is passionate about helping individuals unlock their full cognitive potential. She has dedicated her career to exploring how brainwave entrainment, meditation, and lifestyle changes can enhance focus, creativity, and resilience. Today, she joins us to share powerful insights into brain fitness, the science behind neuroplasticity, and practical tools to help you achieve peak mental performance. Welcome to the show, Jess Berry.
Thank you, Dr. Porter. Super happy to be here.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what got you interested in building this resilience and this brain training program.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like with anything, it's from our life experience. What we go through in life, it leads us onto the path of our purpose and what we love to do in life. So I experienced a lot of adversity from a young age, a lot of childhood trauma, and just through healing from that and developing and learning different ways of healing and growth, that has led me into just being fascinated with how the brain works and how we can build resilience and move past the pain that keeps us stuck living in the past.
Yeah. So what have you seen out there as you've been working? I mean, 10 years ago, this wasn't very popular. Now it seems like everybody's all the rage about, hey, let's fix everybody's brain.
Right.
What's happening out there for you?
Yeah, well, what I see a lot, so I one of the places that I find myself in is a wellness and recovery space out in Scottsdale, Arizona. We have a lot of different healing technology, hyperbaric chamber, red light therapy, the BrainTap, different modalities. And so just there's a lot of different spaces like that popping up, at least where I'm at, where it's allowing people to take their health into their own hands and take more of a holistic approach. A lot of cold plunge, sauna spaces are popping up out here. We have a lot of professional athletes. That's something that I love doing as well. I train mixed martial arts, and having that space where I can just go and I don't have to see a doctor every time I'm injured. I can just go and I have that space and I know how to take my health into my own hands. That's super empowering.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your experience with brainwave entrainment and how it's impacting cognitive performance for yourself and others.
Yes. So I stumbled across BrainTap probably 3 months ago when I started working in this space, and I instantly fell in love with it. I had never done anything like that before. I've done meditation here and there, but just all of the different aspects of BrainTap. The first session that I did, it was one for sleep, and I fell in love. And I originally went into this healing space from a concussion training for a Muay Thai fight, and I did the hyperbaric chamber and then some different modalities. But when I found the BrainTap, I'm like, this is it. I feel like that's the thing that helped me heal the most from the concussion, because it helped to put me into that space of just complete relaxation. I wasn't stressed anymore, and that has just been huge, being able to have that as a tool that I can use over and over and over, training my brain to rewire itself. That has been huge.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you think some of the big misconceptions are? When you tell people, I'm sure being a little bit younger than me, and you tell people you're helping people with their brain, and they might be thinking, well, you're just a youngster doing this.
Yeah.
Tell me what some of the misconceptions are when you tell people, just like training your body, you showed us some pictures, you actually got some trophies or some medals or something from that fight, and whatever you did that next day. So What are some misconceptions people have about training the brain as well as the body?
That's a great question. I think a lot of times we outsource our healing to other people, and of course I'm not going to discount, the education and all the benefits that come from other people helping us through our healing process. But our brains are so powerful that when we have a little bit of structure and guidance in that healing and rewiring process, we can take ourselves from point A to B so fast, almost as fast as we want, depending on the situation. And so that would be one. I would say, like, putting our health in the hands of other people, or our mental rewiring and stuff like that. It really can come down to you and how your relationship that you have with your own brain. So that can be one. And another, I would say, I don't know if it's a misconception, but just like a lack of awareness for how powerful your mind and your brain actually is. When you set it up with the right conditions, which BrainTap is a huge component for doing that, then it's able to amplify the power that you already have inside yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Now, when you think about stress, I mean, especially like you're an athlete, doing what you do, you stress out the body. What effect does that have on the brain, and how does that relate to people that are just out there that maybe their body's in stress because they never physically work it out either? Tell us a little bit about those two different options.
Yeah, so the physical side, of course, when you're just under stress, and I train, 3 to 4 or 5 hours sometimes during the day with different classes and stuff, my body is constantly under stress, and if you don't address that stress, it's going to impact your performance, not only, like in your sport or whatever you're training for, but just outside. You're going to be tired, you're not going to be able to show up and move functionally, and that's going to impact your overall well-being and how you feel about yourself, and also how you show up in your relationships with other people. And then, outside of the physical aspect, all of us have gone through something difficult. We've all experienced trauma to some form, and I know that you've done a lot of work with healing through trauma, and that's something that I'm passionate about as well. And so when you are able to teach your body, your nervous system, how to exist and trust that state of safety, that's when you're going to see some really powerful results.
Yeah. So when you're thinking about helping somebody and they want to learn a little bit about, let's say, brainwave entrainment, neuroplasticity, what's the first thing you tell them? What are you telling them to do? What's the process? Because I know hyperbaric works really great. We love that. It's just people can't really bring it into their home. Some people do, of course, but it's very expensive.
Right. Yeah, there's things that you can do that don't cost as much. Of course, number one, I'm going to encourage people to find access somehow to the BrainTap. That's just such a powerful tool. Outside of that is just finding ways to create stillness, to bring your mind, body, and your spirit together into that coherent state of being. That's going to be huge in providing that condition so you can rewire your brain and heal. That's another big thing.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about what you're doing, not just your sport? Because a lot of people in sports use mental imagery, but they don't use light and sound and vibration. They just use. Yeah. What do you think the difference is between using one versus the other?
I think it brings your whole being into the experience. It's not just like your mind, but the benefits from all the different aspects of the BrainTap, that really allows your mind and your body on like a cellular, and like all your different systems are working together to support that visualization. And so the last 2 competitions I've had with jiu-jitsu, I took first place. I finished all my opponents with submissions. No points were scored against me, and that was so different from my competitions before that I've had. And I used the BrainTap in my last 2 competitions, and specifically to work on visualizing the different finishes that I was going to get and how I would feel. And I really feel like that like unlocked another level of my brain and my performance. So thank you, that was huge.
Yeah. Well, we tell people we call it brain priming because when you get into the situation, you can't think in time. You've got to already have precognitive beliefs about what you're going to do. That's why practice, and you know if somebody's going to bring a kick or a punch or whatever, or they're going to try to bring you down. You have the opposite of that, or whatever you're going to do to keep them from doing that. And you've already practiced it so many times. So,
Right.
but if you don't get your brain ready, you just let it happen to you instead of through you, then it's almost like you get an unfair advantage, because a lot of people, especially in the younger you know times, they never do that. I was fortunate. We learned that early with my dad being a Silva instructor to visualize, and you can make mistakes in your head a lot faster and correct them than you can when you're doing it out in the real world.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's another huge point, is that belief and more of the feeling behind that visualization and showing up. Because once you tap into that feeling of confidence and belief and awareness, you're just in the state of flow, and it's going to support your goals that much more.
What do you recommend to somebody who wants to get their brain in shape? I mean, obviously a lot of people watching this will be BrainTap users, so they already have the BrainTap and they're using it. If they're not, then they should go get that 14-day trial and give it a try, and then when it's right, they can try the headset. But what other things do you think are really good for the brain too, that somebody could do at home?
I'm going to recommend two. One is just finding ways to challenge yourself in little ways. When you learn how to exist in a state of discomfort and become comfortable in that state of discomfort, you're going to grow that much faster. So just little ways to challenge yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, whatever. Find challenge, and that's going to help you grow. Two, look for other things that you can pair up with BrainTap, or those cognitive rewiring processes, such as relax saunas. I'm a huge believer in the relax sauna.
Yeah, I use it every morning. I tell people that's what, when I'm home, I used to travel with it, I'm not Phil, so I can't really pack it up and take it everywhere. But I use it every morning when I'm home. I did it this morning. I do it every morning because it's so great for the cells. So maybe tell us a little bit about what the benefits are of using dry sauna.
Yeah, so the relax sauna specifically, it has a patented microchip in its generators, and so it's emitting a specific band of far infrared that matches the bandwidth of infrared that your body is naturally emitting. So it's organic far infrared light, and that is really important for the body because it's going to help to structure the water in your body and support all of your systems. It's going to be really big for detoxing. You can get in for 5 to 10 minutes and you don't have to take your clothes off. It's just good for relief, relaxation, de-stress. And so pairing that with the BrainTap, I know that you and Ryan today, he's an independent researcher and educator, and I know you guys are working to develop
Sessions to go with it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be super big. I'm really excited for that to be coming out, because those are two of the biggest tools that have really helped me in my personal and professional performance.
Yeah. What do you think, do you have any tips for people who are looking for foods? Because I know as an athlete, you probably you don't just eat anything, right? There's no Twinkie tree that you go pull down Twinkies from. What do you recommend, what do you eat that keeps your brain sharp so when you're in those performances?
Yeah, that's a great question. Before I mention specific foods, I'm just going to say taking time to develop an awareness of what you're actually putting in your body, that is going to make or break it for you when you're eating something, developing that awareness. And so I work to be aware of foods that don't have seed oils in them, and I really try to limit gluten as much as possible. Like, I don't eat a lot of bread. I really only eat sourdough, maybe in the morning, to get some carbs there. I work to stay close to ground beef, salmon, chicken for my protein, quinoa, fruits, vegetables, organic if possible. So really just trying to eat clean. And also, what's even more important than that, what I found is your portion size. Because if you're eating 5 pounds of like really healthy food, but you only need like a handful, like of course that's going to make you gain weight and you're going to feel like you're not going to feel good.
Yeah. I know that you're also offering people 30-day consultant to help build resilience like you did. So tell us a little bit about your resilience story so that they know why they should take you up on your 30-day promotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, 30-minute, I'm sorry. 30 minutes.
Free consultation. Yeah, I'm like, 30 days, let's go. We'll start with the 30 minutes. We'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, I started my coaching practice because I recognized that there's such a power in having a space with somebody who can relate to what you're going through and help you implement different practices. So my coaching practice focuses around mindfulness and movement, helping to elevate that mind, body, spirit coherence. And so helping you to get past or move through the pain of the past that keeps us feeling stuck, unfulfilled. And, maybe we know what we want to do in our lives, but we don't have the courage, and we're stuck in fear and self-doubt. And so having grown up, I experienced a lot of sexual abuse from my father when I was younger. And, I existed for years thinking I was just fine. I'm like, it just happened, I'm okay. But the more I became vulnerable with myself, the more I recognized my brain it felt rigid. I felt like I could not move past that. Mm-hmm. So through my own intentional healing process, learning to challenge myself, face my fear, and really just engage with life and develop mentally, physically, spiritually, just holistically, that has allowed me to do amazing things and take my life in a direction that I could only imagine when I was younger. I've served in the military. I've solo traveled to Europe by myself. I have my coaching practice. I've competed, took first in a national Muay Thai competition. And yeah, so I love engaging in life because I know what it feels like to be stuck, to feel small, to not own your worth. And that's the key for anybody, whatever you've gone through. As soon as you embrace your worth and you lean into that, your world is just going to explode.
That's great advice. Great advice. So what can we look forward to hearing about from Jessica? When I have you on the show in a year after you've done some other incredible things, what are we going to learn about?
Ooh. Let's see. I'm sure I'll have traveled to some more amazing places. I love travel. I'm going to keep competing. That's kind of my focus. I want to have my first MMA fight this year, so working towards that. Obviously, some more jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai competitions. And I've been working with Ryan today with his company and also Relax Saunas. So just a lot of exciting growth there. There's going to be some really cool things coming out with that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm really just one day to the next, but also, yeah, I just believe in being open and seeing what comes. I just want to mention, 3 months ago when I found BrainTap, I was like, who is this? Dr. Patrick Porter. I'm like, I just love this guy. And then here we are. 3 months later, I was like, wow. I feel really, really blessed to be here, and I'm just so grateful for BrainTap and all the work that you've done, you and your team, to bring such a transformative tool to the world.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did it for myself first, and then everybody else gets to benefit from it because I needed it. I needed it badly. So that's usually the way it works. Is you do something for yourself, then you find out other people need it as well. So no, I'm happy it's helping you, and happy things are going on. How do people get a hold of you? We're going to share it down below, but some people might be driving or something like that. Listen to the podcast.
Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm there. Also Instagram. My website is ignitingvictoryretreats.com. I also do wellness retreats throughout the year, mainly for women. I have some co-ed ones as well. But yeah, so you can connect with me that way.
Okay, and we'll have all those links down below because you'll share those with me, and
Yes.
we'll make that happen so people can follow you and see you winning all these different competitions along the way and get your MMA fight. I think I told you we have 5 of the top. Like Bellator, we have the Fighters League, we have some UFC champions. So it'd be great to have you there to be one of those champions. It'd be good. Yeah, heal your brain after every practice so you keep your brain.
Right?
A good thing. So there you have it. Jessica Berry is someone who's not only using BrainTap, she's out there inspiring others to change as well. If we're going to get to 1 billion brains, guys, I need your help because I can't do it alone. We're going to do it because you get help, you help them, they help somebody else, and we keep sharing the message that you can change your brain at any age. You can eat well, you can move well, and you can do some brain fitness, for instance, with BrainTap. Whether you're using BrainTap or not, though, we want to help, we want to continue to support you in bettering your brain so we can better the world that we live in. So, Jessica, anything I forgot to ask you before we end the call?
You forgot to ask me what my favorite BrainTap session is.
Okay, what's your favorite BrainTap session?
I love the Ask, Believe, Receive one. I think that one's so powerful.
Yeah, that is one of the top listened to sessions. People seem to like that one. It's a little longer too, so you get a little bit more time to think about things. So that's great. Yeah, so we'll have a link to that session too down below because they'll if you have never listened to that one and you're a BrainTap user, you'll just be able to click on it. It'll take you right to that one. But it's in the Life Mastery series, and you can also just put in the title, Ask, Believe, and Receive, and it should come up as in the search engine. So thanks again, Jessica, and I look forward to seeing you again next time I'm in Phoenix and we're doing an event together. So thanks for your time. And remember, this has been the Brain Fitness Podcast, where we're helping people change their brain for the better, one brain at a time. Our goal is to reach 1 billion brains. So we need you to like this podcast, share it with your family members, your friends. Let's get everybody to know that you can change your brain at any age, whether you're a young person or you think you're old. Your brain doesn't know it's old. It can change at any age. We did a study with people over 90 years old, and their brain changed 19% in a positive way in 6 weeks. So don't let age stop you from changing your brain. And if you don't have a problem now, that's the best time to start, because it's better to have a breakthrough without a breakdown. You know, if you want to wait till you have a breakdown, then we'll still help and support you. But let's get started today, because brain fitness starts now. It starts this day. And so you can perform better, think better, and sleep better. So again, Jessica, thanks for joining me on the Brain Fitness Podcast. Okay. Please listen up for the next podcast that we have that will share with you either someone like Jessica who's not only using BrainTap, but she's helping other people with it. A lot of times we just have people that are using it themselves personally, but you're actually out there sharing it and putting things together. And if you were inspired by our message and you feel like you want to learn from a proven winner, somebody who gets in the ring and actually puts it on the line and kicks a little booty on the way, then you can give her a call. And that's what it takes, resilience, because, you know, like you might have heard me say in my talk, Mike Tyson says everybody has a plan until they get hit. You know, so, and you've learned how to give the hit and take the hit, or you wouldn't be making it, because it happens to everybody, every one of us. So if you want to learn from somebody who's doing it right now in the field, like I tell people, I'd rather learn from Rambo than the guy sitting in the Pentagon. So I want to learn from somebody who's out there in the streets doing the work, same thing I'm going to need to do. Not that you're going to have to get in the ring and fight, but you have to fight for what's yours. You have to fight for your happiness, and do it in a way that supports you in health and harmony and vitality by giving yourself the recovery time that you need. We'll have links below also to, everyone knows that I am always telling people about the saunas, because I have one at home as well, so we talked about that. We'll talk about, we'll have a link to your 30-minute consultation that people can get a hold of you, and they can figure that one out and see who wants to take you up on that offer. And then, each week we bring you someone out there, either someone from the BrainTap family or someone outside the family that has some positive information, news that we need to share with you. So again, thanks for being part of the community. Let's get it out there to the world, and let's start changing people one brain at a time. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on our mission to better 1 billion brains. Follow @Dr. Patrick Porter on social media for updates, and remember to practice brain fitness every day.